Hey everybody, Midnight here, and I'm here to bring you guys a review video. And the review video that I'm going to be bringing you guys is The Wolves of the Beyond, Lone Wolf, and this is actually book 1. First off, I want to tell everybody that I am doing the audio book on this book first before I actually read the actual book. I'm going to give you my points of view of the story, what I think of it, the characters in the book, and what I think of Catherine Lasley's. This is one of the best books I've ever read, well, listened to, but eventually we're going to read. So anyway, this book actually continues off of the Owls of Ga'Hoole. Guardians of Ga'Hoole. I'm sorry, Guardians of Ga'Hoole. So this is basically a continue off story from that. If you guys ever seen the movie from it, which I've seen, but this is a continued story, and this is basically about a story named. This is a story based on a wolf named Faolan. And I would say this is a very interesting story. It's about his life as a wolf. At first he doesn't even realize he is one, which is very, very interesting. How he doesn't even know he was a wolf until Thunderheart the bear told him what he was. And at first, he thought he was a bear at first because he was raised by a bear, which I will get into that review later. He was also, one more before I give everything. If you have not read this story, there are spoilers in it, so if you have not read it, I advise you to turn away from the video and go read the book. But there are spoilers in this, so I'm just want to let everybody know that this is a review on a book that I've been listening to. So if you haven't read it, turn away from the video, please. It takes place back where this female wolf gives birth to these 3 little cubs, and she actually leaves the pack. She leaves her mate, and she gets away from this wolf called the Obeah. And she did that just so that her pups wouldn't get taken away, or she would at least spend a little bit of more time with them. But the Obeah ends up finding her anyway. And I've never seen that in a wolf pack before, and this book just goes back on how different I've seen the lives of wolves from Catherine Lasley's story. I think it was like really kind of harsh how the Obeah just left because Faolan had a dismembered paw, and she basically just left him out on a riverbank for either the river to take him away or the owls to take him away. So, which is basically called a tomb frog. But and then they call the Faolan what's called a malcod, or a tomb, or a cursed pup. So that's very, very interesting in the storyline. I would say this book has a lot of suspense, a lot of suspense in it. It's a very good book. I would highly recommend anybody to pick it up and read it. And I've done this review before, later, but I decided to do a full review on it, and I will do a full review on all the books on the Wolves of the Beyond. And I think it was like very interesting how a bear took in a wolf cub and nursed it and took care of it. And I just really like this story. I like stories told on wolves differently, and there's not a whole lot. And I was talking to another person not too long ago. There is a lot of stories that are not based on wolves. There's actually lesser. If all of you guys don't know, there's actually lesser stories that are based on wolves. And I love stories that are only based on wolves. I mean, there are movies and there are TV shows, but you know, people are in them. But I'm talking about just a story just based on wolves only. You know, just wolves, animals, basically, you know, stories like that. Those are my actually favorites. So and then like I said, the story is so interesting and good. I can't wait to actually finish off all the books. And I love Faolan's character. I love Thunderheart's character. This is a very unique book. This is Catherine Leslie's really, I would say, I can't really say it's one of her best books because I haven't read all her books yet. This is just only one of the books I have read on the Wolves of the Beyond series, Lone Wolf. So that's basically it, everybody. I don't want to get too much detail in the story, but I basically give this book 5 stars. I highly recommend you pick it up, read it, or listen it on Audible. Okay, everyone, thank you for watching. Please comment, please rate, please subscribe, and as always, may the Spirit will be with you until we meet again next time in paradise. Okay, everyone, bye.